Hello again. I want to talk to you a little bit about embracing your dark side to become whole and what that means, first of all, and then why would you want to do such a thing and what that leads to. There is a lot of talk in the spiritual communities these days or actually for quite a while, about embracing your dark side or um, facing your dark side, your shadow self, all these kind of terminologies, and the value in that for your spiritual evolution. Now, why are they talking that way? Well, I don't think it's just a bunch of nonsense, actually. Um, what I try to present in my videos is very practical yet spiritual principles and applications so that you can live a more fulfilling, perfected life. And I by no means have become, superior to anyone, and I'm just the same as you. I'm on a spiritual path, a process, and so I am having to face my shadow self just like everyone else. Now, what they're actually talking about in the spiritual communities when they say that is that we have all these parts of ourselves in our subconscious and that have been locked away and disowned, and we've decided for one reason or another, which I don't need to get into all the reasons in this video, but some of them have to do with societal expectations and taboos and pressures from the collective at large, and that has to do with a whole gamut of things like religion and our upbringing, our educational system, and so on. But I want to focus for the purpose of this video on just what it really means to focus on your dark and your shadow self and why that is going to make you whole. Well, in a very straightforward and common sense way, as I said, it's the parts of yourself that you've disowned, that you've repressed, or have decided that it's no good. It's dark, it's evil, it's whatever. It's not acceptable. Now, that may be the case, that some of it is quite dark or unacceptable and not appropriate behavior in society at large. But have you or anyone that has yet to really dive into their dark looked at everything closely and considered why it's truly, or I should say, why it's been disowned? Like what, and also what was the original feeling or desire or belief there that was at the root of that dark attribute or desire or whatever interest that somebody has. Um, in some cases, it's even experiences that someone's had, and then they repress them because they decided that, oh, that's not acceptable. It's dark, it's dirty, or whatever. So, but really, it doesn't matter. It's the same sort of thing. It's just repressing and not really looking at if there was some innocence somewhere there, possibly, instead of just all darkness and evil. Was there actually some, let's say understanding, or I'm not asking you to say that certain things are okay at all. I'm just saying, look at it and see, why would somebody in the first place want to do something? Can you actually understand and grasp why there would be any attraction to a certain thing that you've labeled as dark? And then once you have done that, you can say, oh, I can see, well, maybe this or that. Then you go from there. And you see, well, okay, there was this whatever interest that I had, that, or experience or whatever, and this is what led to it, or what sort of pushed me into that experience or thought. And then from there, you're bringing love into it and light into it by saying, oh, I can actually understand why somebody might be into this or that. But that by no means says that, oh, you're going to then just do that kind of behavior from then on, or embrace it and act it out. Now, in some cases, you may, if it's not going to be harming anyone else, including yourself, or yourself, I should say. But so you always have to bring the golden rule into whatever it is, right? But the fact remains that there are so many parts of ourselves that we've pushed away and condemned as dark, that actually never harmed anyone, including ourselves. So is there possibly anything there, like value there, to salvage from, looking at our shadow self? And I feel that it is, because literally it's part of our whole self. How can we be a whole, complete human being if we've disowned a certain percentage of ourselves? So we have to bring that in too, and accept it, that, oh, okay, this is what it was about, and that sort of thing, and love it, and say, okay, well, I love you even if you were kind of dark or nasty there. But then you get to decide, once you've done all that, now you've brought it into the light of day, into the light of your consciousness and presence. And now you can look at it and make a conscious choice. Now, do I want to engage in that kind of a behavior or belief or whatever it is? Or I just say, it doesn't really fit with my interests here anyways. But it doesn't really matter, because now at least you've taken a look at it in an honest, innocent way. And I'd like to stress the word innocent, because a lot of people, when they even consider any of their shadow self, start to feel a lot of emotions like shame and guilt and these sorts of things. And I say there's no reason for that, There's no need for it. Even if once those feelings, emotions come up, just bring your presence to that and look at it and see those emotions for what they are, and then just let them go on their way. Just say, no, it's not the truth of it, because you are the truth of it in any case. The real you is the truth of it. Who you really are beneath all of these roles and masks that you put on. And yes, we do put on masks for ourselves and make ourselves believe that we're this or that at times, when we may be this or that, but we're a whole lot more than this or that. And we forget that sometimes, and we forget to love all of it. So I just wanted to bring a little light and understanding to this whole, and also direction to this whole idea of facing your shadow self. And sometimes it can get ugly, and you can cry and get upset with yourself and this and that, but you're making progress, so give yourself a pat on the back and carry on. Once you've done that, once you truly start to embrace your shadow self, you can actually become something that you never even imagined that you could be. And that is an elevated form of human being, what some may call an anointed one, or whatever terminology you want to put on it. But that's why it's so important, and not just about looking at, oh gee, look at all the beautiful, lovely things about myself. You got to look at everything and be honest and transparent about everything. And if somebody wants to, if you're putting it out there, I mean, you don't have to. This can be just completely kept to yourself. But if it gets out or whatever and people attack you, well, you're in an empowered state in that case, and you can defend yourself, and you don't even have to defend yourself, actually, because you're being truthful. And you can say, well, don't you have any darker desires? And if somebody tells you no, I would suggest that they're not being completely honest with themselves or you. So for this video, I'm going to leave it at that, and it gives you some ideas to consider on your journey. And I bless you and wish you all the best, as always. Thank you.